How's it going, everyone? We are, of course, in the month of February, and this is a month a lot of people have been looking forward to in terms of game releases with all the big titles coming out. I actually saw some people on social media now talking about, does anybody else think February is overrated? Come on, guys, we're excited for some video games coming out. It's a good time to be somebody that's into video games with a lot of big titles coming out. We got Dying Light 2 tomorrow. We got Sifu next week. I'm kind of mixed on my anticipation for that game, but we'll see how it turns out. King of Fighters 15, Destiny 2 is getting its Witch Queen expansion, but I would say that the two games that seem to be having the most amount of buzz right now is Elden Ring as well as Horizon Forbidden West, and this video is more of a discussion, so definitely when you're done watching or even in the middle of the video, go ahead and leave your comments on which game you're excited for. Are you equal on both of them? Are you picking up one over the other? Are you getting both? Because that's really what I want to talk about. Elden Ring or Horizon Forbidden West, what is the more anticipated game for you guys in the month of February? Now, anecdotally speaking, I have a ton of friends that are super into the Souls game, so maybe I have a warped perception talking about this, but to me, it does seem like there's more buzz for Elden Ring than there is Horizon Forbidden West. Now, that could be a couple of reasons why I feel that way. Again, anecdotally speaking, I just have a bunch of people in my life that are super into the Souls game, so whenever we get close to a Souls game, maybe I kind of overrate the anticipation level of the game, but Elden Ring was a game that, man, going back to 2018 or 2019 when it was initially announced, and we got that CG trailer, and then we didn't hear much more about the game for a long time. I remember, like, every month, people were like, when are we going to see more Elden Ring? When are we going to see more Elden Ring? And it's kind of built up, and then when we finally got that gameplay drop back at Summer Games Fest last year, I believe it was, it took the gaming world by storm. And then again, I do have that anecdotal perception where so many people I know are super into the franchise, and also you have to take into account the fact that this is a game that's going to be released on all platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, where Horizon Forbidden West is a PlayStation-only release for now. Ultimately, I do see it coming to PC at some point, but for its February 18th release, it's only going to be on PlayStation, so that's something to consider as well. A metric that I actually looked at, and I will mention as well, I wanted to see which game had the video with the most amount of YouTube views. So there's the Horizon Forbidden West announcement trailer that dropped a year ago. That came with the PlayStation 5 announcement, the announcement. I believe that was mid-2020, so a year and a half ago or so. That video has 12 million views, and then 7 months ago, the Elden Ring official gameplay reveal trailer dropped. That video has 8.5 million views, so actually, from a YouTube view count standpoint, and take that for what you will, I don't know if that's something you really want to sink your teeth into and take into as the holy grail of stats, but Horizon is outpacing Elden Ring a little bit. I should also note that Forbidden West's second most viewed video, based on what I'm seeing, is the State of Play gameplay reveal video. That has 9.4 million views, while the number 2 on Elden Ring is actually the Elden Ring gameplay preview video, and it actually works out because you can make an argument, well, the Horizon video is a 19-minute long video, that does attribute more towards YouTube views, but the Elden Ring gameplay preview video is also 20 minutes, so kind of funny how that works out. But again, those are just metrics that may not ultimately lead into anything particularly important regarding to the commercial reception of the games. However, I also feel like Elden Ring has so much buzz around it because you're talking about From Software, who have just had a killer track record over the last decade. Demon's Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Sekiro, Bloodborne. They've just been putting out banger after banger, and Guerrilla, they did a great job with Horizon Zero Dawn, but previously to that, Killzone 3 came out all the way back in like 2011, so you're talking about a big absent period for Guerrilla where they were cultivating Horizon Zero Dawn, and they were kind of absent, out of sight, out of mind, and then they did drop Horizon Zero Dawn. But from, let's say, a Metacritic standpoint, Horizon Zero Dawn was not at the level of the Souls titles, at least from a score standpoint. I personally loved Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I adored that game. I thought it was tremendous, and I would, like, from a personal standpoint, I would put it among the absolute best PlayStation exclusives. In a previous video, I did say that it was kind of perceived to be like a second tier exclusive, like right below the elite tier, but I say that from the standpoint of, you know, the general audience, because I did talk to other people, and most people that I talked to liked Horizon Zero Dawn, but definitely not to the extent that I liked it. The reasons I liked it were outside of just the gameplay standpoint. I loved it from a narrative standpoint, and that's really the part that hooked me. I thought that game had such great storytelling and so much lore attached to it, that from that standpoint, I'm incredibly excited to see where they take Horizon Forbidden West, where, as the Souls games definitely have, like, a world, a mythos, a story attached to it, but obviously portrayed in a different way. We'll see how that turns out in Elden Ring. I do hope that there's more of a story attached to the game, and seemingly we might get that, but that's definitely not like the top thing that people look forward to towards a Souls game. And also, when you look at Elden Ring, you're talking about taking one of the most well-received IPs in the world. Yes, the game is called Elden Ring, but it's still a From Software title. You're talking about taking a From Software game and then also dropping it into a much bigger world, talking about adding a lot of content. I can immediately understand that if you're taking an IP or let's just say a studio that's as beloved as From Software, and you're talking about ramping up their game to 11 from 10, yeah, that's pretty exciting. Now, I have been pretty, I've said in previous videos that I'm not the biggest Souls guy in the world. I'll play every Souls game. I'll play them once, maybe twice at most, with some of them that I really enjoy, like a Bloodborne. And then I'll kind of move on to the next game, but I know a ton of people that play Souls games over and over again, try to do speedruns, get super into it, get super technical about it, and yo, good on you. If a game's that replayable to you, that's awesome. I just never got that hooked with Souls as an IP, or even the From Software games in general, but I can easily concede the fact that these games are tremendous. They are excellent, excellent games. And it's very easy to see why they are so beloved by many, but for me, Horizon's just that kind of game that is totally up my alley. Open world action RPG, you got a lot of side content, you got an incredibly strong narrative, you have an incredibly strong main character. Aloy is one of my favorite main characters of the previous decade or so. I just thought her as a character had so much strong character development, a lot of key plot points in Horizon Zero Dawn that really showed her growth, and I hope that really does parlay into, more character development and growth in Horizon Forbidden West. There are some things I would like to see be explored in Horizon Forbidden West. I could talk about that for so long, just because this is a story that I really hope Guerrilla nails from a narrative standpoint, because there is so much depth to it that I can see things going awry. Like, I've played one too many Square Enix games, and if you guys have played, like, a Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, like, things can go awry. That's why I'm, like, cautiously optimistic about FF7 Remake, just because I know with, I'm well-versed in the Square Enix titles, and sometimes, your Kingdom Hearts 3s of the world, hopefully Guerrilla does have a tight narrative here that makes sense and has a lot of logical plot points and develops nicely, because I don't think Horizon Forbidden West is going to be the last Horizon game. I mean, we already know we're going to get a game on PSVR 2. So the world, the mythos, the lore, that's just going to continue to expand and expand. And from that standpoint, I'm a sucker for a high-quality story that's told directly to you. And that's why I am more excited for Horizon Forbidden West from that standpoint. I take the narrative portion of a game, and I do emphasize that a lot more than I think the majority of people that are super into video games. Like, I know everybody loves a good story. I love a good story. Like, that is one of my favorite elements of a high-quality title, especially these Sony single-player games. I love a high-quality story where I can get attached to the characters and really invest in it. I do hope that they give a little bit of emphasis to some of the other characters, just because Aloy was an awesome character. But some of the side characters, they were alright, but you definitely didn't get attached to them as much. Obviously, with a game like this, a single-player action RPG, you're gonna get attached to the main character the most, but, it'd be nice for some of the side characters to also get a little bit of depth to them. And they did an okay job with some of the other characters in Zero Dawn, but I'd like to see that built upon a little bit more. And then circling back to Elden Ring, it's a game that I'm excited for, and I know I'm gonna really enjoy, but again, from me putting so much emphasis to a narrative and how much I loved Horizon Zero Dawn's narrative, that's why I'm more so excited for Forbidden West. But Elden Ring is a game that I think is going to be a front runner for a lot of people's game of the year. I know we're talking about it in February, but that's kind of like if we had like betting odds for this and like you could throw money on what game is gonna win game of the year right now, and if I could get like 2-to-1 odds on Elden Ring winning game of the year at the end of the year, I'd probably take those odds. Honestly, on Elden Ring, I would take those odds on Elden Ring winning game of the year, just because a From Software game, it's always a safe bet, and right now, you're talking about a From Software game that, again, is gonna be taken to 11. But for my money, Horizon's the game that excites me the most. Obviously, I'm gonna be picking up both of them. I'll be picking up Dying Light 2 tomorrow, but I am curious to hear from you guys as well. Sound off in the comment section down below. As always, thank you for watching and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.